I have a few students that I need to add to Imagine Learning, and to do that I'm going to need to look up some of their information in PowerSchool. So I need to log into the administrator side of PowerSchool using my username and password. And the first thing that I need to do is select their school and then search for them by name. I then go to the State/Province tab and go to Enrollment. This is the screen where I'm going to find the 10-digit state ID that is required for that student, as well as their student ID here at the top. I also make note of their grade level and whether they are male or female. On to the next student. Here's the state ID, student ID, grade level. And now I can sign out of PowerSchool. Next, I need to log in to myimaginelearning.com. Now I need to go into the Management tab. And the next thing I do is search by student ID to make sure that these students are not already in the system. Okay, these students are not already in the system, so it is time to get them added. And inside of the Ottumwa organization, I need to locate the ELL organization because these students are paid for with Title III funding for ELL. Next, there are some groups. I need to find their teacher. I'm going to select the Add button. We are creating a new student in the ELL organization. And we want to add them to their teacher's group. The username and password will both be the student ID number, typically 6 digits long. The ID number in the lower left is the 10-digit state ID that we looked up. We input their grade level. Typical session time is 20 minutes. Some teachers may request a different amount of time based on the amount of time the students are in their classroom. And I do always ask the teacher if they would like a first language chosen. Inside of Imagine Learning, it may give directions in a student's first language as long as they need them. And I also enable the reading level assessments. I have one more student to add, so I will click the Save and Create More button. On to student number 2. ELL organization. Under the teachers group, I will now input the first name, the last name. Username and password again will be the student ID number, 6 digits long. The ID will be the state ID that is 10 digits long. Input the grade level, teacher's requested time, student's first language, and the assessments have been enabled. This was my last student, so we will hit create. And now I would like to go back and just double check that they have been added. It looks like everything's stuck here except for the reading assessments. So I will save again. I will search for the other student now. Make sure everything is there for them. Organization is correct. Group is correct. All the other information stayed. Again, I noticed that the reading level assessments did not stick. If a student needs to be removed from the system, most common made mistake is people will select disabled here thinking it disables the student's account or that it disables the license. That is not the case. This is for pre and post testing. To actually remove a student or to stop using the license, we have to actually hit the trash can on the right hand edge of their information line, and that will delete their account. Please know that it will also delete any of their data. So I don't recommend deleting a student unless it's absolutely necessary, because that action cannot be reversed. We have an edit pencil here that will let you change the session time. It will let you go in and change their grade level. If you no longer need any reading assessments, you may turn those off. Or if you need to print a login card at a later point in time, you may do so there. The little minus sign here would remove them from that teacher's group. So sometimes a student moves from one school to another. You may not want to delete their account. You may, however, just want to move them to a different teacher group. In that case, you would use the minus sign, remove them from teacher A's group, and then you may go in and edit the account and add them to a different teacher's group without deleting the entire account and starting from scratch. And then, of course, there is the delete button to delete them from the system so that they are no longer using an Imagine Learning license. Again, you cannot undo this action. As soon as you delete their account, you delete their data as well. So make sure that that's truly what you'd like to do before you delete. I then hand out the login information to the teacher. I email them back and let them know the students have been added and that their student ID or their lunch number is their username and password, and the students are able to get right in